The fate of the contestants lies in the hands of the panel. The top 6 performers this week will decide which 3 they want to go into the elimination showdown. And with the targets on the backs of the contestants growing larger by the day, it has never been more crucial to be a top scorer. Who will make the panel this week? Who will win immunity? Who will be our top nerd? And who will they choose to save? And who will be eliminated on Monday night? We'll find out tonight on Fantasy Football. Welcome all. I'm Mark Shuey, and this is Fantasy Football, a reality competition. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the Primetime Fantasy Network on YouTube, and click that notification bell so you never miss an episode. We had to say goodbye to Jeremy Brenner last week as he became our 6th contestant eliminated from the competition, bringing us down to 16. He, America's Dynasty, and G-Money were all placed in last week's elimination showdown by the top performers in last week's panel. And this week, the panel is back again. Our top 5 performers from the gauntlet, plus the immunity showdown winner, will make up our panel and nominate 3 contestants to be put in the elimination showdown on Monday night. The only thing saving the rest of the contestants will be the top nerd, who has the opportunity to save 1 contestant from the elimination showdown. We will take you to the elimination showdown in just a few minutes, but first, we have an immunity showdown on Thursday night between the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns to decide which contestant will be safe this week. Let's check it out.
I survived last week. I wasn't voted. I guess being a super hurt, not a ton of fab, and not very good at fantasy allows you to carry yourself through the game. This week is the most important because I could see myself going home. I got to win this immunity this week. The immunity challenge. Denver, Cleveland. Last year, Dearness Johnson, when Hunt, Chubb were out of the lineup, was bad. He was bad. But I have faith this week, and I'm hoping other people will also think he's bad and that Cleveland will lose this game because of Case Keenum. I have the Cleveland running back. I want the Denver quarterback, who is hurt, but I think Bridgewater at 14.5 is a good play for me here. We're going to pair him with the top 2 options, Fant and Sutton. And then I want a third player from the Broncos. I'm going to go Javonte.
Ton of injuries in this game. We're going to have some really funky lineups this week. No one's going to spend the entire allowance, so it's going to be interesting to see what other teams do. I'm rolling with Teddy, Dearness Johnson, Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, and Case Keenum.
I'm hoping I can win immunity this week. I really need it to stay in. I went with Dearness Johnson in my MVP slot. I think he's going to have to pick up a lot of slack for Cleveland. I went with both quarterbacks, Teddy Bridgewater, and I went with Case Keenum because he's a veteran. And I went with Noah Fant and Cortland Sutton.
It hasn't been going good lately, so after that one first win, it's just kind of been downhill from there. Probably would be smart to start Dearness, but I just don't know what's going to happen there. Teddy Bridgewater should be able to get a bunch of points. He's my captain here, and then I'm just going to run with Dearness and Jarvis and Noah Fant and Cortland Sutton and just hope it rolls out.
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is here with the league here, everyone, right? And I expect everyone in this league, in this competition, to be doing the same thing. Put your money where your elimination lies. Oh, my lord. I actually realized I have 4 Broncos. Whew. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm not changing the lineup now. This is what I'm rolling with.
Dearness was the way to go, man. Dearness was the way to go. Can't believe I did that. Should have never. I need to stop overthinking things. That's my problem here.
I don't know what to do. I needed this immunity. I didn't get it. Second place, again, by only, I think, 2 points. So we're on to the gauntlet, and hopefully my team can actually pull it out this week.
Shout out to Tom for a good win there. I'd like to see my fellow Ravens fans getting some rewards in this show.
Oh, yeah. Immunity showdown. It's coming home to Thomas Tipple FF. I'll see you guys in the chat.
Congratulations to Thomas Tipple as he wins the Week 7 Immunity Showdown and is our first two-time Immunity Showdown winner. These immunity slates all year long have been pretty close, and this one is no exception, as Tom edges out America's Dynasty by less than 2 points. And with that Immunity Showdown win, Tom becomes the first member of our Week 7 panel. The rest of the contestants will have to rely on their teams in the gauntlet to score in the top 5 in order to remain safe for this week. Let's check in on those teams and see how they're preparing for the gauntlet and see how everything turns out.
We're into the Sweet 16 here. We started with 22. Can't wait to get into Week 7 here. Some are dubbing it Bi-Mageddon. I mean, half the league's not playing. The other half the league's injured. Half the people in this league right now are having a hard time even fielding an entire roster. This week's going to be nuts. We're doing a very similar format to last week. The Immunity Showdown winner plus a panel of the 5 highest scorers are going to do the same thing as last week, and we're going to vote to put 3 people into the Eliminator on Monday night. It's going to be very important to get into the panel tonight. I'm not going to be bashful about the strategy for me. If you have a lot of fab, I'm looking to knock you out. I'm really not concerned with your points for right now.
I spent the rest of my fab, $503 fab dollars on Darren Waller. Steve thought that my strategy is crap and had something to say about it in the chat. Could I have spent less? Yes, I think the next closest bid was like $275. If I have my fab, I'm going to spend it before I have a chance to get eliminated. I'm worried about next week. I'm not worried about 3, 4, 5 weeks down the line. I'm worried about winning right now and staying alive. I don't want to be viewed as a threat during these panel votes. If you have fab, you're a threat, and Waller is still my #1 tight end for this year.
I am in the middle of Bipocalypse, so no Kirk Cousins, no Dalvin Cook, no Amari Cooper. And then to top it off, Nick Chubb did not play on Thursday night for the Browns. My team is full of guys, I have no idea who they are. I'm just hoping that some of these guys produce. Not much of a team going right now. Luckily last week I did put in a waiver for Tua. He didn't do great last week, but he's going to be a starting quarterback and he's facing the Falcons. So I'm hoping that they get behind and he gets to throw and try to put up a bunch of scores to try to come back in that game.
I played Dearness Johnson, ended up with 23.8 points. It was a great call there. I actually had both him and Demetric Felton on my team. And I decided to trade Demetric Felton away because I thought he wasn't going to do that good. I thought it was going to be more Dearness Johnson. Turns out that was the case. So I got a landmine on somebody else's roster and $30 in fab. So that was a great transaction there. Jimmy Garoppolo taking over as my quarterback this week. There wasn't much out there on the waiver wire.
I'm losing more of my players, including Patrick Mahomes, to Monday games. Not ideal. Things are getting tough. So far, my strategy of having Cooper Kupp score more than the rest of my team combined and get in one of the top positions and then knock out someone with fab is working. But I don't think I can continue to do that until everyone has 0 fab. My 1 fab is not currently cutting it. I might have to do some fire selling of some of my players, but I don't really have anyone that anyone wants. That is an issue. I need to do some wheeling and dealing. I don't know if I will be alive much longer unless I can figure out some ways to improve my team.
Woo! Mac Jones! Got no Keenan Allen. Got no Josh Allen. Still rolling. Rolling with Jamar Chase, baby. And you're going to be chasing me for a 3rd week. Travis Kelce, double digits. You know what's up. Even on a team where he doesn't score a tutty, still gives you 10. Bamski.
Jalen Hurts gets us all through a fast start. First drive of the game. Touchdown pass to Kenneth Gainwell. Here we go.
I don't even want to talk about my team. It's in shambles. Let's just hope that my witty ways and my goofy gifts will get me through this and save me. I can see why they would just be keeping me around because I'm not much of a threat.
Let's go, Lamar! Let's go!
You're chasing excellence. Jamar chasing excellence. Top nerd, 3rd week in a row. I'm calling it now.
I'm really sweating it out here. Me, Shuey, America's Dynasty, G-Money. We're all right around a 91, 92 point protection. I'm trying to sneak in here, guys. I need to get on this panel. There it is. That might have just done it for me. Zach Ertz, he just had a 50-yard touchdown catch. That should bump me up, folks.
On Sunday Night Football, we're down in this game. It's kind of a rainy game, messy game. Jimmy Garoppolo throws a pass to Deebo Samuel. Bobble, 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 bobble. Right to the defender. Gets picked off. I was in 5th place before that. I was going to be on the panel.
I still got one of the high scores. Thank bejesus. I also went to the Eagles game, and that was depressing as hell. That was a painful game to decide to attend. I'm not sure that was worth flying to Vegas for, but hey, you know, you take the good with the bad.
Jonathan Taylor and all the glory that he brings. Another rushing touchdown. My night just got so much better.
They get the ball back. Driving down the field, probably about 0.7 away from getting back up to 5th place. Airmails the ball, gets picked off again. So now I'm not on the panel. Now I'm in danger. I am so freaking defeated right now. This is just like the worst situation that could have happened. If I would have known it was going to be this bad, I probably would have just played a different quarterback.
It was just one of those weeks where everything went right. I made one small move right before the game started. CJ Uzomah, and 22 points on 3 catches. When that happens, you just know the rest of the day is going to be good. Deandre Swift started off with a 63-yard touchdown catch. Matt Stafford had a big game against his former team. Kendrick Bourne's out here throwing touchdown passes. Come on. Everything went right for my team, and it shocked me. I didn't think that my team had a chance with Eckler on bye and Schultz on bye. I didn't think I was going to make up that production in order to get into the top 5. Forget top 5. I was the top nerd of the week. Just going to enjoy this one.
It feels so good to keep hitting my goals and keep showing myself I have a great team. Even with Najee Harris, who's one of my best players on the bench this week, we still managed to be a top 3 scorer. I have to give it up for Joe Mamola, who made a huge move this week in the standings. He put up 147 points. That's a league high. This is the competition I love. I'm here for. I want to find a way to leapfrog these guys, and I'm going to keep doing everything I can to try to do that.
I was projected 99 points. I think I only got 84. It wasn't bad, but at the same time, it wasn't good enough for me to be safe. We'll see what they vote, see if I still have a target on my back.
My top 3 draft picks, couldn't start any of them this week with tons of players on bye, Monday Night Football. My team really just didn't have it this week.
For having what I would consider a down week for most of my guys, I put up about 88.3 points. I only missed out on the panel by like 2 points. Doesn't matter because I didn't get voted into the elimination showdown, so we're safe another week.
So there was a lot of optimism in that maybe I'd be able to make it up there, but no. Tua and Mike Evans did perform pretty well. They were the ones that carried the team, but I am now in the danger of being put in the eliminator. And to be honest, I feel like I've been on the crosshairs the last couple of weeks, hoping for the best. I just need to survive this week, and then by then, I should have a full and healthy squad.
As top nerd, I got to save somebody, so I was trying to wheel and deal all night, but G-Money, I offered him a deal for immunity. He knew he was going to be in. I knew he was going to be in. Working under some time constraints, and it just it didn't end up working out that great. I had already accepted the deal from Coach Craig.
I have since made a deal. Apparently ended up saving me, so hats off to you, Joe. Safe for another week.
I still made $15 in Fab. Every little bit helps, especially right now.
I expected a really poor output. I couldn't do anything to get in the top. And, they voted for me. This is not something I'm going to forget. I am going to win tonight. I'm not going anywhere. J.Cola at eFantasyShowman is in the elimination showdown.
Congratulations to Joe Memo on winning this week's Top Nerd Award. His 148-point performance is the highest score in the gauntlet so far this year. And with his save of Coach Craig, the panel led by Joe Memo with Thomas Tipple, Jim Nastic, Steve the Surgeon, Too Many TDs, and Alex Kerp have decided to put G-Money, America's Dynasty, and J.Cola into this week's Elimination Showdown. The battle this week on Monday night is the Seahawks versus the Saints. Let's see how the contestants fared.
The lineups are locked. So I've got Kamara in the captain spot, Jameis Winston, DK Metcalf, Kenny Stills, and Brian Johnson, who's never kicked a ball in the NFL yet. Now I have a little bit of similarity. All three of the teams tonight have Kamara in the captain spot. I totally expected that. Alex Collins could really hurt me tonight. That would be the biggest difference that I don't have, the other two guys do have.
Well, here we go again. Week 7 elimination. They voted me in. Apparently it was unanimous. I don't know what I did to piss someone off. I don't know why I have a target on my back. Maybe they're scared of me. I guess they should be, because they keep sending me to elimination and I keep coming back. I don't know what to do about this one, because the Saints are just terrible, minus like Alvin Kamara, which obviously would be my MVP. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Alex Collins running back, and I stretched with Swain.
So here we go. This is where we play for all the marbles. This is a no-brainer in regards to who to put in the MVP spot. We're going to have to go with Alvin Kamara. I saw that Tre'Quan Smith is actually going to play. He's lower in salary, have some more money to spend. So I ended up throwing in Alex Collins. Next up, I'm going to put in Jameis Winston. Not much fab left, so I have to go with one of the tight ends. I'm going to go with Gerald Everett, hoping that these guys can just not be last and I can survive the eliminator. Fingers crossed. Go Saints.
This Monday night football game just got off to a great start, and it's all thanks to DK Metcalf. Just rumbled and stumbled for 80 plus yards. G-Money does not got him. So really, since me and G-Money both have Jameis Winston, I'm not feeling bad about this at all. Not worried.
I told you I wasn't going anywhere. I made it, and I almost won. And I pretty much stayed in second the whole time. I'm very happy. I'm still in it. Going on to week 8. Everyone can suck it who voted for me. I'm not going anywhere unless I just flat out lose.
I actually started creeping up and took a small lead at one point when Jameis Winston threw a touchdown. But the other guys didn't pan through. Tre'Quan Smith ended up with 1 catch. Alex Collins also didn't have a very good night. 3.22 points. That was the difference. He just didn't fall through today.
We had to say goodbye to Gerardo, my buddy, my pal. I got him into this league. I would never have kicked him out, but somehow he had people gunning for him. I think there's some alliances going on that I'm not aware of. There's certain players with targets on their back, and there's certain players who just kind of skating on through. And sadly, the ones who keep scoring big are the ones with all the money and all the best players and all the big scores. So we're going to have to wait for one of those people to have an unlucky week and then knock them out.
The game's final. My eliminator team was the top, and I'm coming back next week, week 8. I get all of my players back, and I'll be looking for those people that voted for me to go to the eliminator. And guess what? You're on my list. You're going to the eliminator next week.
I'd like to thank all my competition. It was fun. I had a great time, and I wish I could have lasted longer, but looks like this is it. Gonna have to take down and retire the jersey. And I'll see you guys around. Good luck to the rest of y'all. G-Money out.
These elimination showdowns get harder and harder to say goodbye every week. G-Money, who is our top scorer in weeks 1 and 2, got off to the hottest start in the competition and now has fizzled out here in week 7. His gauntlet team was not able to save him, and after the elimination showdown, he has been dropped from the league and his roster will be sent to week 8 waivers. Join us next week as the panel rolls on. Who will be the top performers for next week? Who will the top nerds save? And which of our contestants will be eliminated in week 8? From all of us here at Fantasy Football, I'm Mark Shuey. Good night, all.
I don't plan on this being the last time I'm the top nerd. I even wore my top nerd glasses this week.
It live right now. I want the fate ball to decide. So I've got one that's got famous Jameis Winston and Myers. The other side is Geno Smith and Marquez Callaway. So let's see what we got here. The Jameis Winston says for the fake ball, injury risk. Eek. Let's see if we get something a little bit better on the Geno side. Your team stinks.